see here. Just live stream. Is it working? Test. Okay, there you go. Mute that. And there should not be double audio. Okay, perfect. So, welcome back. I know it's only been 3 days, really. But now we're finally at the update here. 4th of July. Still, I think it's pretty disappointing. However, the actual 4th of July items. Oh yeah, in the PlayStation Store, you can get a bundle thing, and once again, it's a rental ship of Independence. So it's like, whatever. Well, before we get to anything like this, first, what's this? Look at the least important things. Yeah, that's not worth nothing here, I'm assuming. Yeah. Buy the containers, because I always do. What is here? They have the Marble Head as a doubloon ship now. Sure, man. Alright. Okay, let's look at the special things. So you can buy Marber outright. Makes sense because, you know, it's like, oh, I got buffed and all this and that. But it looks like here's the Grashbis skin. They can't see really much on that side, but pretty I guess. Odin. They don't look that impressive. Now this is impressive. Look at that Marlboro skin. Very nice. Michelangelo. But it looks like we only get one of these crates out of the campaign. So I won't be able to get a Thunder this update, which is unfortunate, but Tier 6 one was nice. Atlantico being the finale. But yeah, each of these skins you get 1,000 doubloons each. And then pretty much 1,000 doubloons per crate until you get the times 20, which is only off by 2,000. So 18k in total. And you can get all the ships from this selection out of these crates. It's like, whatever. But it's like, I won't be able to get Thunder of this update anyways, because I'm not going to buy like 3 or 4 of those crates anyways. Let's see what they have here. Ah yes, I'd love to spend 2,000 doubloons on a single American crate. How thoughtful of them. 500 doubloons with the US independence background. Like, can we not get a closer view of how it would look like? Oh wow. It's not like it cuts off like 1/3 of the picture or anything. Then here's all the previous skins. Worcester, I guess. World War I paint scheme. She gets now. Which is fine, I guess. Then the Cambridge for the Constitution. It's like, alright, I guess. Then Indiana gets the gold. The Great White Fleet skin. Which is always nice as usual. Now, here's the thing. I made, in that last live stream, I made a thing where it was 40,000 doubloons for the San, or, no, 40,000 of the Aztec things for the San Martin. And the skins from this, or the first 4 skins, were like 5,000 each, up to 20. So I'm wondering if they're actually going to keep the USS Burroughs exactly 20,000 doubloon or Independium. Ooh. Oh, it's actually cheaper. Shocking. It's actually cheaper than the San Martin. That's interesting. Huh. So it's actually 35,000? Oh man, I gotta redo my calculations then. Granted, I think it's only like 7,000 doubloons off from the previous one, so maybe like 57,000 doubloons you would have to spend still, instead of 64,000. Let's just look at one of these skins, because they're all pretty much similar. I do say it's pretty nice looking. But, well, let's just start with the Burroughs first. I'm surprised it's actually cheaper than what I expected it to be. Yeah, there's her unique skin. I wonder if they base it off if it's a battleship, cruiser, and destroyer. Yeah, the Barbarossa skin looks nice. If I get that out of the random crate that I get, that'd be pretty nice. Let's see here, USS Burroughs. Standard DCP, Smoke generator of 30-second duration, dispersion time of 130, cooldown time of 200. You can get 3 of these. Oh. She doesn't get SAP like how she has on PC. Okay. Advanced radar. Ship detect range of 10 kilometers. Consumable duration of 12 seconds. Cooldown time of 150, and you get unlimited. And AA defense as well. 10 kilometer. That's probably the highest radar range outside of like the Russian tier 7s and up. Burrows. HP 23,900. Main battery 3x2 137s, 11.4 firing range, a 6.5 second reload, 12-second degree turn time for the turrets, shell grouping of 2, HE shell max damage 2,200, muzzle velocity of 823, fire setting chance of 9, armor pen of 23, max AP shell damage 3,400, muzzle velocity of 930. Oh man, those are so much faster. And fuse arming threshold of 23 millimeters. Okay, it gets 67.5 degrees guaranteed ricochet angle. 67.5 guaranteed. So that's pretty big. Torpedoes, 1x5, torps, torp range of 10, torpedo speed of 45, reload time of 80, 45, jeez, what's the point? Max simulated damage of 26,325, detect by sea is 1. AA defense. At 2 kilometers, 73 damage per second. At 5 kilometers, I would say like 300 damage per second. That's like a ballpark estimation of it. It's like 314, I believe. Max speed of 36 knots, turning circle radius of 720 meters, rotor shift time of 5 seconds. Concealment 7.2 kilometers by sea, 3.6 by air, and firing guns and smoke is 2.8. So looks like your guns can get knocked out easily because they're 14-inch armor on the guns. What's that? Resist up to 102 HE shells, however 102 AP shells can penetrate. So, advanced radar, sticky shot, slow. Burrows, a large post-war destroyer armed with 5.4-inch 137mm main battery guns. She represents a further development of the universal warship concept, designed to support squadrons with rapid-firing artillery and powerful AA defenses. Year design 1951. Also, please let me know if I'm echoing still. you know, just in case. Because I turned off everything that would make me echo, but you know. And that's the burrows. So, let's see, what do you get? Okay. Get the Rochester Great White Fleet, Iowa Great White Fleet, Maine Great White Fleet out of this as well. Out of this entire selection, you can only get 2 combinations or insignias. How lovely. And let's look at the Cambridge. Ooh. Standard DCP. Sonar. 3.5 kilometer torpedo range, ship range of 5 kilometers, duration of 110 seconds, cooldown time of 180, and you have 2, or swap that with AA defense for whatever reason. Also, just let me know if I'm echoing or anything. Repair party, 853 HP per second, a duration of 20, cooldown time of 60, and you get 2. So yeah, pretty much a British super heal for like the cruisers here. No radar, which is the only downside. I don't know why. At least give it a 3rd consumable slot with something. Armor or hit points, 42,700. Torpedo damage reduction of 13%. Main battery, 3x2s, 305s, a firing range of 15.8. A reload time of 12.5, a turret traverse time of 18, a shell grouping of 2.1. So these things are really accurate. They're pretty accurate. I don't know what type of dispersion they would exactly have, but max HE shell damage of 4,300, muzzle velocity of 808, fire setting chance of 27%, armor pen of 51mm, max AP shell damage of 8,900, muzzle velocity of 762. It does get sticky shot, so it has that extra 2.5 degrees on its guaranteed ricochet angle, so it's pretty good. 0.033 seconds fuse timer and arming threshold of 51mm for its AP. Secondaries, they're 6x2s, 5 kilometers, 6-second reload. Obviously 5-inch guns, because it's always 5-inch guns. 1,800 damage for max HE. 5% chance to set fires at 21mm pen. No, the AA looks pretty nice. So at 5 kilometers and only 5 kilometers, you have 497 AA damage per second. So pretty nice. Max speed of 33 knots, turning circle radius of 750 meters, rudder shift time at 87, or 8.7, I mean. 87 seconds. Detectability range by sea, 12.4, range by air, 7.6, firing guns and smoke is 9.7. What's the armor? Okay, so I believe this would be similar to Salem's armor, right? Because you have the 15-inch bow and stern, However, you have the 16-inch side hole that covers the guns from back to front. Yeah, 27 millimeter. .30 millimeter casemate. Wait. Yeah, the deck is also 27 millimeter. What's the Citadel looking like? If it will let me move. Slightly above water, nearly the center of the ship, where it barely touches the back end of both guns. So I guess it's not as bad as I was expecting it to be, but you know, still slightly above water. Cambridge. A cruiser armed with 12-inch 305 main battery guns, representing a hypothetical embodiment of the preliminary design heavy cruiser study scheme 3 1940. Incorporated into the hull of a Oregon City-class ship by the end of World War II, USS Cambridge was still in the early stages of construction, making her a suitable platform for experiments with weaponry typical of large cruisers. Year design, 1945. Hello. I don't know how I feel about Cambridge. Every time I play anything that's related to a Baltimore hull, I get instantly deathstroke, so it's like, But not gonna lie, the only thing that shocked me so far was the Burrows being cheaper than the San Martin. So it's like maybe 57,000 doubloons, 56,000 doubloons. Less than I was expecting. It's got 2 skins. Yeah. It's also annoying how it's like, you know... Oh wait, they have the Ships of the North thing in here still. It's like, yep, 500 Independium for all the bundles. Unfortunately, I didn't get anything. I'm probably not going to spend all my money on trying to get this. Because, let's be honest, Cambridge will come out in a Christmas crate this year anyways. Now let's see. Still got the marathon going. Too bad there's literally nothing else in this month to get you the balloons besides these stupid skins for the fleet celebration. So it's like, oh yeah, if you buy like the 10 crates thing, you'll probably get it. But it's like, eh. Let me go over the smaller thing first is we have a new collections, which after you complete it, I'm assuming it will give you 1 commendation, 1 insignia, as well as I think a US alternative DD crate, and you can get the USS Tracy. Okay, moving on. We have the Big Chief calendar, and I believe you get 3,000 Independium from this. You also get some destroyer crates, and then also ship parts. I think about 1,000. So yeah, we get like 6 alternative DD crates, and then at the end of the weeks we get Stephen Decatur, Rob Lee Evans, and Frank Fletcher, which are only applicable to Americans, obviously. Yeah, I'm just hoping I can at least get one of the DD crates. But here we go. We have Ernest E. Evans. The Chief, his base trait, survivability, destroyer max HP of 8% max. And he gets 6 new other skills entirely. Beacon, chances as the destroyer HE shells and bombs, causing fires up to 3% max. Incoming fire dispersion plus 4%, and torpedo launcher reload time minus 4%. And it shows the indicator like how Ingenious does. This shows how many people are targeting your ship with their main battery. Punching Up, destroyer's AP shell penetration multiplier plus 15% max. Maximum change to destroyer main battery shell damage against saturated hit location scaling with saturation level plus 10% max. Picket Station, destroyer damage to enemy ship's superstructure bow and stern plus 5% max, and you get an extra consumable charge, which I think really only helps with lower tier DDs. And his unique, in harm's way, advanced radar passive effect sweep plus 2 degrees per second. Destroyer main battery reload time while detected by ships is minus 4%, and radar duration plus 15% maxed. Tin Can Sailor, torpedo speed of 8 knots max, torpedo damage of 5% max, but reduces torpedo range by 8%. Oof. And his new, unique, legendary Final Stand. Maximum projectile damage bonus for your destroyer against enemy ships with higher HP, max HP in fact, plus 12% max. HP difference to reach maximum damage bonus plus 200%. And a special effect is when your ship's HP is less than 35, 40, 45, 50% when leveled. Destroyer AP, HE, and SAP shell damage plus 10% damage increase. See, I guess that's another thing that shocked me, is they didn't stick with the SAP on Burrows. So it's like, you have the SAP shell damage effect, but there's no DD to use it on. And honestly, if they made it like a universal thing, that would have been really helpful with San Diego, because San Diego doesn't have anything like that. She just plain out struggles at that rate. Then we have some special assignments here. 250 years of independence, which you just play American ships in any thing, really, and you'll just get a flag with the Constitution being written on it. And then, what are these? Oh, these are the... Oh, these are the collection crates, yeah. So, yeah, okay. So, at least you can play these in War Tales. You just strictly play American ships. throughout World Tales or AI, and you'll get a bunch of these collection crates. Probably get the Tracy in one go. See, in the, I believe, weekly supplies, weekly assignments, you also get ship parts as well when you complete them each week. So that's really about that there. Let's move on to Big Girl, the wonderful campaign ship. Let's see. Honestly, I'm really not seeing anything about these crate, like the American DD crates. I just realized. Like, are they actually anywhere in sight? Because it's just like they're gone. Really? Because that's chain bundles in campaign. So they can't even give you like actual crates more often. It's like, yep, it's all in the chain bundle. Or the random bundle thing. How fun. But let's see here. Let's get to the Indiana before anything else. Indiana Standard American DCP. Repair party of 461 health per second, a duration of 28, a cooldown time of 80, and you get 3. And the first American battleship with sonar, torpedo range of 3.3, ship detection range of 4.7, duration of 98 seconds, cooldown time of 180, and you have 2. Or you swap it out with a standard defensive AA. Then, oh, okay, you can still get spotters and whatnot on her. So enhanced secondary targeting, pretty much the same as the standards, but however you get 4 of these. Catapult fighter, pretty much standard, you get 4 of them as well. And spotter, you also get 4. However, they last for 40 seconds on Indiana, so they get the American hybrid treatment of lasting another 10 seconds. Interesting. Well, obviously I'm going to have to try Indiana both as a secondary and main battery. Survivability, 70,000 hit points, a torpedo damage reduction of 49%, which makes sense because Massachusetts and Alabama are pretty durable like that. Main battery, 3x3, 406, fire range of 17.2, reload time of 28, which I think they increased the reload time by like a second more than what it was on PC. Traverse time of 40, shell grouping of 1.8, max HE shell damage 5,700, muzzle velocity of 803, fire setting chance of 36%, armor penetration of 68mm, max AP shell damage 13,100, muzzle velocity of 701 meters a second. It does not get better ricochet angles, but arming threshold of 68mm. That's nice. Secondary armament, 10x2s, 127s, firing range of 7 kilometers, reload time of 4.5, max HE shell damage of 2000, well, I guess velocity doesn't really matter, but fire setting chance of 5%, armor pen of 25mm, AA defense. At 2 kilometers, you have 260 damage per second. At 3.5, 236 damage per second. And at 5 kilometers, 131 damage per second. So, kind of like bad AA, really. You just have to wait until it hits the 3 kilometer mark and it'll do damage. Max speed 27.5 knots. Turning circle radius of 710 meters. Rotor shift time of 15.3. Unless they actually increased the rotor shift time, because people were saying like, oh yeah, it has like cruiser rotor shift or whatnot. Detectability range by sea is 15.8, range by air 12.6, and firing guns and smoke 15.2. Does have the 32, is it 32 or 30? Okay, they got 32mm bow and stern. Torpedo protection of 38mm. Let's see. The Deca is also 38mm, and casemate armor 38mm. And it's an underwater citadel as well. So, will be slightly difficult to get to. Unless you shoot from far range, because it should pen from that angle. Do a lot of damage. Let's see here. The second of 4 South Dakota class battleships should combine substantial firepower and protection with moderate speed in a tightly packed layout. From late 1942, she took part in the most major U.S. Navy operations, including those in the Solomon Islands, the Marshalls, and Marinas, Iwo Jima, and Okinawa. In July 1945, Indiana became the first battleship to shell the Japanese home islands. She was placed in reserve after the war and scrapped in the early 1960s. Entered service 1942, ships in a series 4. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely try her with both Massachusetts and like Colorado, just like any of the commanders that I have. I have 4 commanders that I need to test her with. So out of curiosity, how many of those DD crates do you get out of this? 7. Okay. And there's a fleet celebration crate. I don't think there's nothing new there. Anyways, I like how they have a sales on these ships, but yet you can't actually purchase them at all. Starting off with the Tier 5, the USS Kane. So, obviously look up the upgraded... Wait, can you actually... Oh yeah, you can. So they didn't even fix that yet. You can just boost your way even before you actually get the ship. How lovely. Kane Hull B, you get 14,800 HP max, a fire resistance of 23%. You get a 10.6 kilometer firing range when upgraded, and a reload time of 4.5 seconds, and degree turn time of 14.4. But let's see here. Standard DCP, smoke generator, duration of 26 seconds, smoke dispersion time of 118, cooldown time of 240, number consumables 2, and this is the second ship at tier 5 that gets a radar, right? A ship detect range of 8 kilometers, a duration of 10, cooldown time of 150, and you get 2, and it gets the new advanced effect on the minimap. Oh, sorry. I got like 2.5 hours of sleep. Survivability before buffs or upgrades: 12,200 HP, fire resistance of 20, 4x1, 127mm, 9.6 firing range, a reload time of 5, turret traverse time of 18 seconds, max HE shell damage of 2,150, a velocity of 792 meters, fire setting chance of 9, and armor pen of 21. AP shell damage max 3,300, muzzle velocity of 960. That's absurdly high. It does get the better guaranteed ricochet angles and the fuse timer as well. And 21mm to pen. Torpedoes 4x3s. Oh wait, so does it get torpedoes on each side? Okay, yeah, it does. Did not see that. Torpedo range 8 kilometers, torpedo speed of 38 knots, reload time of 100, stimulated damage of 10,845. The torpedo detectability range by sea is 0.9. AA, do we really need to talk about that? Max speed of 34 knots. A turning circle radius of 520 meters, rudder shift time of 2.8, concealment 6.6 kilometers, detectability range by sea, range by air is 3.3, and firing guns and smoke 2.5. Oh wow, look at that armor. Actually, I just realized. Oh, so only the front gun gets that one thing of armor. Interesting. Oh look, the guns are on different sides. I wonder if they'll buff it for the reload for no considerable reason, even though it will be a strong DD. Probably. Kane. USS Kane was one of the 5 Clemson-class destroyers armed with 127mm main batteries. In the 1920s and 1930s, she served in the European waters and was part of the US Navy scouting fleet. The destroyer saw much of the action during the Pacific War and received 7 battle stars. So pretty did a lot. Entered service 1920, ships in the series 156. Let's see here. The hues. So let's look at the upgraded stuff. So 10.9 kilometers upgraded. The hull gets 17,000 hit points, a fire resistance of 30%. Rudder shift time goes to 2.7 seconds. Reload time 4.5. Turret traverse time of 13.8. Standard DCP. Smoke screen of duration of 27 seconds, dispersion time of 121, cooldown time of 240, and you get 2. This has the same 8 kilometer ship detect range for the radar, duration of 10, cooldown time of 120, and you still have 2. And however, it does get defensive AA now. Survivability 14,900, fire resistance of 27, 4x1s 127s, fire range of 9.9, 5-second reload, turret traverse time of 16.4, max HE shell damage of 2,150, muzzle velocity of 792, fire setting chance of 9, armor pen of 21, AP shell damage 3,300, muzzle velocity of 960, has the 67.5 guaranteed ricochet angle and 21mm armor threshold. Torpedo launchers 2x4s, 8 kilometer range, 40 knot speed, so they got a nice 2 knots up, a reload time of 90, a simulated, holy, that damage went up to 20,798. Wait, 20,798? Isn't that on par with Shima's? Pretty much. Oh. I'm glad it's updating for you now. Yeah, sometimes you just have to click on the options section and then click update or check update and it'll automatically do it. Sometimes it won't. AA defense. Let's just say like 100 damage per second total. Maneuverability 35 knots. I don't know why I'm stuck on 7. 35 knots, max speed, turning circle radius of 500, rudder shift time of 3.1 seconds. Concealment, ooh, 7.1 already. I mean, granted, I guess it does get the concealment mod, so 7.1 detect range by sea, range by air is 3.6, and firing guns and smoke is 2.6. Then, now all the turrets have the same armor this time around. Probably would get knocked out easy if that were the case. Overview. Hughes, a destroyer of the Sims class, the final series of the so-called 1,500-ton destroyers. USS Hughes spent the entirety of World War II in the Pacific Theater. The ship took part in the Battle of Midway and the Battle of Santa Cruz Islands. She also provided support during landings of the Gilbert Marshalls and Palau Islands. During the Philippines campaign, USS Hughes was struck by a kamikaze attack but returned to service. Entered service 1939, ships in the Series 12. $1 million credits. I just grind too hard on this game, that's why I have so much. The USS Osborne, the Tier 7 destroyer. Let's see here. Upgrades. Main battery firing range of 11.2. The hull gets 18,600 hit points, fire resistance up to 37%, rudder shift time of 4.1, and it has a 5.8 second rudder shift base. Reload time 5 seconds or 0.5 off, and a turret traverse time of 12.9 when buffed. Standard DCP, smoke generator. consumable duration of 28 seconds, dispersion time of 124, cooldown time of 240, and you have 2. And this is when it finally gets an upgrade on the radar. So it has 9 kilometer detectability range, a duration of 12 seconds, same cooldown time. However, you also get 3 kilometers, and so what that means with the advanced radar is it goes up by a kilometer on your minimap. And same AA defense, or defensive AA. Survivability. Hit points 17,100, fire resistance of 33%. Main battery 4x1s, 137s, fire range of 10.2, reload time of 5.5, turret traverse time of 14.4, max HE shell damage 2,200, muzzle velocity of 823, so that's when it also gets a nice buff. Fire setting chance of 9%, armor pen of 23, max AP shell damage of 3,400. Ooh, that's like on par with like some light cruisers. Muzzle velocity of 930 meters a second. Still has the sticky shot and 23mm arming threshold. Torpedo launchers 1x4s, 9 kilometers, 42 knots speed, 75-second reload, 24,000 simulated damage. Like I guess they may be slow, but they'll hit like a truck. Cause holy moly. Torpedo detectability range by sea is 0.9. AA 2 kilometers, 123 damage per second, 3.5, 66 damage per second, and at 5 kilometers, 59 damage per second. So, not that good. Maximum speed, 35 knots, turning circle radius of 630 meters, rudder shift time of 5.8. Detectability range by sea is 7.1, range by air 3.6, and firing guns and smoke 2.8. Okay, Osborne gets the 14-inch armor on its turrets. Yeah, in this update, the American alternative DD line, which is the Kane, Christopher, Osborne, they only get the new advanced radar effect with their ships. Osborne, a destroyer armed with dual-purpose 5.4-inch guns that were developed in the US between 1939 and 1940 as a replacement for the 5-inch 127 Mark 12 guns. In size and layout, she is similar to the Fletcher class. Year design 1945. But after I go through the Christopher, I'm going to be talking about the buffs and whatnot, buffs and nerfs that they did to commanders and such. Obviously, the being the biggest one, EOP. So, the USS Christopher. So let's look at the upgrades first. Fire range of 11.2. Hit points goes up to 20,700. Rudder shift time to 4.5. Reload time to 6.5. And turret traverse time of 12.9. Standard DCP. Smoke generators. 28-second duration, 124 dispersion time, cooldown time of 240, and you have 2. And so this is when we get the infinite radar for the Tier 8 and Tier 8 specifically. and it still stays the same at 9 kilometers, a duration of 12. However, the reload time goes up to 150 rather than 120, so 2.5 minutes. But it's like, you know, you could probably use like 4 to 5 in a game. You really needed it. And then same defensive AA. Survivability, hit points 18,700, fire resistance of 40%. Main battery 3x2s, 137mm, a 10.2 fire range, a reload time of 7. Oof. Main battery turn time of 14.4. Max HE shell damage of 2,200, a muzzle velocity of 823, a fire setting chance of 9, armor pen of 23mm, AP shell damage 3,400, muzzle velocity of 930. Still has the same sticky shot and arming threshold of 23mm. Torpedo launchers 1x5s, 10km range, 44 speed, a reload time of 85 seconds, max damage of 24,000, and detectability by sea is 0.9. AA defense. So we have 2km, 106 damage per second at 3.5. That's 147 damage per second. And at 5 kilometers, 42 damage per second. Maneuverability, 35 knots speed, turn circle radius of 680 meters, a rotor shift time of 6.1. Concealment, 7.1 by sea, 3.6 by air, and firing guns and smoke is 2.8. Pretty much the same layout as it was with the Osborne, with the turrets being 14-inch armor. Christopher, a hypothetical destroyer designed from the mid-1940s, armed with 5.84-inch artillery and twin-gun mounts. Guns of this caliber fired heavier shells than the standard 5-inch Mark 12s and were considered for the main armament of a new generation of destroyers in the late 1930s. Year design, 1945. So yeah, another hypothetical design. Lovely. But let me go over the buffs real quick, which stupid of me to not actually have the thing up when I needed it. But yeah, all in all, I think the 4th of July stuff was pretty disappointing, really. However, I think the buffs do something to change that. Oh man. What do I have to get exactly? Well, okay. It looks like it's gonna start off with the tier 8s. Let's do that then first. So the Storm gets a buff. So main battery reload time reduced from 4 to 3.6. Torpedo damage increased from 10,800 to 11,833. Torpedo AoE damage increased from 800 to 1,000. And torpedo flooding chance increased by 8%. So yeah, And she gets a nice buff. Granted, I don't have her built as a uh, uh, reload or anything. And what's increasing my... No, okay, that's what it was. Yeah, that's fine. Z44, where is she? There she is. She gets a torpedo buff as well. So, torpedo reload time reduced from 85 seconds to 75. So, yeah, there we go. 45-second reload time now. Which is pretty nice because I run Z24 on her. And then, ooh, Elbin gets like one of the bigger buffs. So, Elbing has better fire range, so now a nice 12.3. Well, fire range increased from 10.8 to 11.1. Torpedo time reduced from 90 to 85, which is torpedo speed increased from 50 to 65, so that's pretty nice compared to the distance as well. However, now she gets an engine boost. That's pretty much like French, really. So, an engine boost of 15% increased speed, a duration of 3 minutes, a cooldown time of 90, and you have 2 of these. So that will be fun to try out and test how well she will do now. But yeah, that's right. Let's see, Holland and Smolland. Let's look at Smolland first. So Smolland's HP goes up from from 19,200, or from 18,500 to 19,200. She gets her torpedoes reload reduced as well, so they're 70 seconds instead of 80. Oh yeah, the Skane got a buff. Skane, the main fire range didn't really increase that much, by only 0.1 from what it was. Main red reload time reduced, however, from 3.2 to 2.9, and HP increase from 13,000 to 14,400. Torpedo speed increased from 76 to 80, and flooding chance increased by 9% on Skane. Let's look at the Holland as well. Holland, let's see. Also, her HP got buffed from 19,200 to 20,500. Torpedo reload time reduced from 100 to 85. A good 15-second chunk off. And then she gets a special engine boost now. So the cooldown time reduced from 180 to 100, the duration reduced from 120 to 60, and the speed boost from 8% to 30% increase. So she got a pretty nice buff as well. Like, she already got a pretty major buff with getting radar, then now she gets a special engine boost on top of it. I believe, yep, okay. Where is the Castanes? So, for whatever reason, the Castanes got buffed. I don't know why they needed to buff that thing. Indiana can't use prop mod. Huh. Maybe I should look at the acceleration rate compared to other, like, British ships. But, okay. The reasoning of buffing Cassonis is, although Cassonis has a very high potential DPM, her gun placement prevents her from making full use of it. That's why we're buffing this aspect of the ship even further. All because one gun is not usable when you're fighting someone on one side or the other of your ship means that it's like, oh yeah, we gotta buff it. That would be like saying, like, oh yeah, Colbert can't use all of her guns, so we're gonna increase or reduce her reload speed by another 0.3 seconds. Or second off at that rate. I don't know how that makes sense. But sure, man. Yeah, look at that. A 3 second reload time. So her upgraded main battery reload time reduced from 3.8 to 3.5, and then the HE shell damage increased from 2000 to 2200. Like, how does that make sense? It's my opinion about the Indiana. I'm not sure. I haven't bought the campaign outright, so I can't really say. But from what Naval Nemesis is saying is it doesn't get a prop mod. Actually, can I check that out here? Oh, it actually doesn't. It actually does not get prop mod. How? What's its acceleration time? Time needed to reach full engine power for maximum acceleration in reverse. What is this? Reach full engine power for maximum acceleration. So let me compare it to like her sister ships real quick. Okay. Oh wait, no. Okay, this gets buffed. Where's that? Is that what it is? Let me take this off real quick. Okay, so it's talking about this part of it. So with it on, 14 knots, 17 knots with the Alabama. I don't know if I go to Indiana here. Oh, okay. That's probably right, because the engine one is, or the reversing one is not that good, However, she does get like the British like acceleration. That's why she doesn't have a that's why she doesn't have prop mod. So she gets like an extra 10 knots when accelerating. Okay. Because like the same reversing engine power threshold is the same as it was with the Alabama. However, she gets an extra 10 knots increased in accelerating forward. So I think that's pretty good, and not to mention you get the rudder shift off as well. So you get that, what is it, 20%? 25. Oh yeah, no, that's actually pretty good considering it gets an extra 10 knots accelerating forward. And then, was it 15.3% rudder shift minus 20? Wait, no, not 15%. Minus 25% off. Yeah, and then she gets 11.4 second rudder shift then with the mod on. So yeah, I think that's a good trade-off. I mean, at least Indiana has pretty good pretty good armor as well. Because like if we compare it to like Wisconsin as well, let's see here. Because Wisconsin armor is pretty much the same as Indiana. It's just because Indiana is stubbier, really. And then yeah, the only difference is with the propulsion mod, you just get a 7-knot increase in reversing. However, Indiana gets an extra 10 knots when accelerating. Instead of 14, it's 24. So I think that's a good trade-off, really. We would have to hope to see how good the accuracy of the ship is. Because unlike Wisconsin, she has a 1.8. Oh man, my throat's getting. Yeah, Minnesota has a higher accuracy. What about Maine? Maine also has, well, 0.5 increased accuracy, or 0.05 more increased. Delaware also the same as Maine with a 1.85. We just have to see because she'll have the lowest accuracy of all the Tier 8 American battleships so far. Well, I mean, the Yamato will punch through Wisconsin's bow as well. It's just having that better side plating helps a lot. Because I'm pretty sure, well, you know, before there was a Tier 8, I fought Yamatos in Missouri, and I've won plenty of times. Same with Wisconsin. But let's see here. Let me get back to the. Orage got a buff. Stock torpedo time reduced from 115 to 110, and upgraded 105 to 100. Upgraded torpedo maximum fire setting chance increased from 400 to 500. Upgraded torpedo damage increased from 10,600 to 14,800. Fletcher gets upgraded torpedo reload time reduced from 122 to 115. Upgraded torpedo maximum range increased from 9.15 to 10.5, and upgraded torpedo speed from 55 to 62. Oh yeah, the Bayard. The Bayard got a real nice buff. So let me look at the concealment real quick. Okay, I knew it was going to be like a level 0.5. So detectability range by sea reduced from 13.25 to 12.8. Range fire and smoke reduced from 6.67 to 6.631. Range by air reduced from 7.95 to 7.68. And then I think the cherry on top is she gets an infinite main battery reload booster. And it goes up from 50% to 67%. So that's going to be pretty crazy to see how well that goes. It's kind of unfortunate though, because then the charge actually doesn't mean anything now. It's just mainly the enhanced main battery reload duration, which unfortunately I don't have maxed out. Yeah, let me see here. Marlboro got a buff. If I can actually get to the thing. So yeah, the initial before for Marlboro was 1.4, and now it's 1.55 initial. So it gets a nice slight buff, and then its HE increases from 5 only by up like 200 damage really. So from like 5,300, it's now 5,500. And then to the Pan American line. From the tier 6 and up, the Pan Americans got a buff to their ships. Well, I only have 2 of them right now, but Bolognese gets a max 8 speed increase. The reload time reduced by 0.5 from 7, or well, by 6.5 to 6. It gets a health increase from 31,400 to 35,400. The Allende, which I got yesterday, but I didn't want to play because I knew it had a buff. So stock main battery reload time reduced from 7 to 6. Upgraded reload time from 6 to 5.5. Stock and upgraded hull HP regeneration increased from 50 to 70. Repair party consumable has been improved. Repair rate increased from 0.7% to 1.2% per second. And she gets a detectability buff from 13.5 to 12.5. And Santander pretty much got the same buff, and San Martin only got the heal buff and the regeneration buff. And the only loser for the ships is Lepanto. The max AP shell damage reduced from 11,000 to 10,250. I mean, you don't need to make Indiana a brawler necessarily. You have the better. You actually get the better spotter plane for it. It has the American hybrid spotter, which lasts for 40 seconds. Oh yeah, Wisconsin also has that too. I forgot about that. Wisconsin has that better spotter duration as well. Although, does she get the better? Does she get the better? What's its face? Show grouping. No. Okay. So it's actually the same as Wisconsin's spotter rather than the hybrids. It's hybrid. It gets better dispersion for it, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's see. My thoughts on the Cambridge. It can probably be pretty strong, but it still has the same profile as like Salem. And honestly, with all the times I've been trying to like make these ships. Oh wait. Oh, that's nasty. So they pretty much just gave the side hull armor from Salem to Cambridge. So I'm assuming Cambridge will be slightly tankier. I mean, she doesn't have the 16-inch armor up above, but she does get the side armor, which is usually better. Anyways, if you're brawling. But Cambridge, well, for me, the curse is if I battle tank in anything that's related to an Oregon or Baltimore class hull, I get instantly death struck, and so that's why I'm like pessimistic on playing any of these ships. Really, and that's about it. But it can probably be pretty strong. It has the fastest reloading 305s in the game, I believe, and can probably get even lower to like maybe 10 if you really push it, maybe 9 seconds, 9.5, I'd say at least the minimum or max, really. But yeah, and the only unfortunate thing is it doesn't get radar. It does not get radar. I think it has one of the highest accuracies for the tier 8s, just base. Yeah. .1. Yeah. Oh, Tulsa and Delaware already have 2.05. Yeah, I'm pretty sure actually, do all these ships have 2.05 Sigma exactly? Oh wow, they do. Okay. So yeah, she has like probably the highest accuracy for the tier 8 cruisers, but she does not get radar, but she does get the British cruiser super heal. Very short range, like, oh yeah, probably. Let's see here. Does it? 15.8? 15.8. It has 0.4 more than Tulsa. has a lot more than Seattle. Holy. They should have really buffed Seattle this update. 0.3 more than Salem. I mean, I guess for the caliber of gun it has, I guess you can say it's pretty low. 14.1. But yeah, I'm running with firing range. 15.8 plus, what is that? 10%? 17.38. So with Tulsa, I think she had the highest, right? It's only like a 0.4 difference really. And then 0.3 difference with Salem. So yeah, I guess it's probably because it's just like a cruiser, you know. Because what Scharnhorst, she has 305s. So let's look at Scharnhorst 43. Oh, 283s. Not bad. Actually, what am I thinking? Just look at Alaska. She has 305s. Yeah, my Alaska, I don't have range buff. But she has... Cambridge only has 0.3 less than Alaska base. And also Alaska gets a longer reload time by a significant margin. 7.5 seconds. And also Alaska is only 0.05 off from being as accurate as Cambridge. Granted, she doesn't get the 3 extra guns. So, well, just had to see how well people would play with them. Congress to Cambridge. Oh yeah, let me look at that real quick. Because I do believe I have Congress. Just never played her too often. 16 base, 15-second rudder, or 15-second reload. However, the initial is still 20 though. You would have to build like a full reload build in order to get that down. But yeah, I think Congress is more pretty much the same as Alaska at tier 7. But like Cambridge does have slightly better things over some of these ships. Granted, the only thing really would be the armor. That's the only downside to Cambridge. Because even though I like Alaska that much, she does get the significantly better armor compared to her. Yeah, true. Congress does have a radar. New destroyers fun or a skip? I'm not sure. I had to play them first, but I highly doubt I'm gonna get them out of any crates anytime soon. Because considering, let's say I get to rank 26 in the campaign, would that give me any crates? No. Where are the... You pretty much have to reach max rank in the campaign on the first week in order to get 1. At least put them in the beginning, man. So dumb. Well, you know what? You have to wait 3 weeks to get Ernest D. Evans, so I guess it makes sense, actually. If you're not going to spend money on the random bundles. Okay, I went through all those buffs. Oh yeah, then other nerfs is the whole Dutch line gets a detectability increase. Which I totally forgot about that. Look at that, Johan. Yeah, 10.5 rather than like... How much did it increase? By like a whole 1.3 kilometers? So, yeah, I'd have like a 9.2 detect on Johan. Same with the AA, detectability range by air and firing gun and smoke got increased. So yeah, pretty much from the Kijuin, Anjrak, Harlem, and Johan got the detectability nerf to them. But then there's also commander base traits. So Gunther Luton's Gimlet from 6 to 8%. The AP shell damage bonus. And then let's see here. Gunther also got his loyalty to the Navy increased. So his shell grouping when shooting at destroyers was doubled from 4 to 8%. And let's look at Fogolso. Or Fogolsi. His base trait in the fog got a buff from 10% to 15% max with the smoke screen deployment time. And then the squid ink. So the smoke dispersion time is less painful, which, yeah, it was 50% max and now it's 20%. So nice, like, 60% reduction on the smoke screen dispersion time reduced. So that's pretty good. And then Norman Scott got a buff. So his shell grouping for cruisers, his base trait was from 5 and now it's 6% max. And then this armed and ready skill that it's applicable to Kincaid and Beepley as well. It's fire dispersion from 4.5 to 5. The rudder shift time thing is a new effect, so you get minus 5% rudder shift on him as well. And then, oh yeah, let's just stick with him. Equilibrium of Power got a buff. So they removed the effect of fire setting chance reduced by 25%. However, they added chances of cruisers, HE shell, and bombs causing fires plus 3% max. However, they also rounded out the HE shell damage with every tier in the legendaries to now minus 20%, rather than reducing it by like a percentage each time you upgrade it. And the last but not least would be Tetsudo getting the only nerf from 20% reduction to bombs, torpedoes, and shells while repair party is active to now 15%. So, pretty good chunk of that damage reduction gone. But yeah, EOP is probably like the biggest thing to get changed. Let me look at Smolensk. %13 chance. I think it goes up by like another 2% with Ale Harbin, so 15% chance to set fires. Now with Smolensk, then what am I thinking? Worcester. Worcester already has a 17% chance. And then you add EOP, which will give you 3% maxed, which I don't have. But now I have it would be a 20% chance to set fires, and not including Ale Harbin, which would be 22% chance. I believe one other big one would be Cleveland. So yeah, she'll already have 20%, well 21%, and then the fire setting chance with Ale Harbin will increase it to 23% chance. Cool. Yeah, Osborne. Well, pretty much. Granted, it's still, the consumable shows it with your teammates. The only thing you can really do is just ping where like enemies are coming from with the new destroyers. Yeah. Because I want to try Smolensk with it. Smolensk will have a 15% chance or something like that with the 16-inch guns that it has. And then Worcester's like a 22% chance for mine. Let's see. Yeah, it's so. Because I don't know if I don't know if I want to get burrows or not. Because at least it's cheaper. But it's like. just one thing before I shout apart. I do want to try Bayard at least with its new buff. Because I want to see how fast the reload is. Because it was like, what, 2 seconds before? But yeah. I'm just hoping I can at least get one DD. And, you know, show it off. That'll be a nice thing to get. Because, I don't know. I don't know if I want to get Christopher and now Burrows. Let's see, let's try the infinite reload booster. See how well this goes. It's like, you know, all in all, update's pretty disappointing with its American 4th of July stuff. Pretty disappointing with the 4th of July stuff. But, you know, I'd say getting all the buffs and whatnot was a pretty neat thing. They could have buffed some American ships. You know, like Seattle. Seattle really needs a buff. Oh, that's insane. Yeah. This is why I like Bayard. That's a nice buff for her. Such a satisfying buff for Bayard. One that she really needed because she doesn't get the heal. Not to mention, I need to get St. Louis leveled up again so then I can have the max main battery reload booster duration on her as well. That's what I need to get as well, so then I can truly have her at full power. It was like what? It was like a 2-second duration per salvo. And it goes up to like 23.
Engine boost 解除。通常の出力に戻した。指揮官、勝利目前だ。制裁を敵にくれてやろう。
Yeah, literally like, I think even less than 2-second duration. Like 1.9. Yeah, it's literally 1.9 seconds rather than 2 second duration on Bayard now.
勝利か導くものよ見事だだが
Let's see here. I think I got a crate, right? Let's open it up because I highly doubt I'm gonna get a ship. Yeah. Ugh. It's gonna suck because I literally grinded out the Bolognese for like 3 days straight to get the Allende. And now I'm gonna have to do it all over again for the now tier 5 up to tier 8. So after, well, you get 8,000 in total from the calendar and campaign. Because I did my calculations based on how the San Martin was, because the San Martin, like all the skins from the tier 2 up to tier 8 were 20,000, or no, not 20,000, 17,500, and then San Martin was 20,000 in total. So I assumed Burrows was going to be 20,000 in the Pendium, but now it's 15,000. So all you have to do is what? What's that? 500 endopendium per thousand, which would be up to 10. And then you do 10 times 750, so you just minus 7,500 doubloons from 64,000. Which would be, yeah, I was very close. I nearly hit it spot on, but it's 56,500 doubloons that you would need in order to get Burrows. So yeah, 56,000, which is honestly it's cheaper. It's like what 20, like 25 to nearly $30 cheaper than what it was before, or compared to San Martin, however. So yeah, still, I'm kind of shocked that they didn't have SAP for it. Yeah, there's no like little special upgrade thing on the side here. Because on PC it has SAP. I don't know, and also not to mention in the final stand from Ernest D. Evans, it includes SAP increased damage. So it's like you would think Burrows would be the only USDD to get SAP, but it doesn't, unless they're actually waiting for the USS Johnston, because also Johnston has SAP, and obviously Evans, Johnston, you know, make a team, or captain and ship. But just have to see whenever she'll come out. Out of curiosity, 23,900. Plus 8%, 25,000. 25,800 health that the burrows will have. Then, because I was thinking of like, oh yeah, what if you can have an HP thing going on with these ships? You know? Because how much would it be per ship tier? 400 to like. I'm assuming that counts tier 1s. So let's do 400 times 9. Get an extra 3,600. So, okay. I thought the health pool for these ships would be a lot more, like on par with Elbing, but it looks like no, it wouldn't be. Because I thought, oh yeah, maybe they could get up to a like high HP, but doesn't look like it now, or higher HP. But well, I guess it would also make sense that you would want like lower HP actually to use Ernest E. Evans' Final Stand more optimally. You know? So what is it? Yeah, you get more damage against ships with higher max HP, which also he gives you max HP on the destroyers, so that sort of defeats the purpose. But then the HP difference to reach maximum damage bonus to 200%, which is pretty high. I don't know the actual HP differences about it. Yeah, skip burns probably. I'll probably just get Indiana's skin and that'll be it. Because let's just not add any destroyer crates that you can get for Independium as well. Because, you know, literally the only thing I would buy, or I would have to buy, would be either the Florida or Kansas skin after I get the Indiana skin. Because I already have both of these. So it's like, but yeah, 4th of July stuff pretty disappointing to see. Really, they could have done so much more. They could have added like the new like hey, we're gonna bring back this classic of Stars and Stripes skins, and then give them to all the new legendary tier uh, American battleships and whatnot. Because Ohio would look really nice in one of those. You know, like how the Montana is. I think it would look really nice. Same with Rhode Island, Vermont, even. I mean, hey, they could even try some sort of concept with the Midway, with having that sort of camouflage on it as well, but no, they can't use a texture that people will use and purchase. Free project. Hmm, probably, maybe. I mean, they've done that so far with all the other ones. Now, obviously, it hasn't been a year for San Martin yet, so is what. One thing. Pretty sure this goes in order. No, it doesn't. But that doesn't help at all. Because, yeah, Louisiana came out as a Bureau project. The Golden Lou came out as a project. I don't think Aki or Incomparable will come out as projects because they were exclusively in those special crates. Because unlike San Martin and the Burrows now, they're in a chain bundle. Because Louisiana was in a chain bundle too, right? So I'm pretty sure Louisiana was also in a chain bundle. Can't remember though. Yeah. So maybe that's what they're doing. They're doing like, oh yeah, if we spread these ships across like a couple months from each other in these chain bundles, we'll release them a year later, and they'll be Bureau ships uh between like 2 months, so then we don't have to put out anything else new. Because that could be one of their ideas. Tsurugi hasn't been a year yet now. It would be until like Christmas, but she'll probably come out in the rather than like a chain or like a bureau project, probably like in the new Christmas crates as like a what's it called? Like I'm forgetting the special little thing that they put on it, like special ships and whatnot. Yeah, super prize. That's it. Yeah, yeah. Because what? I think they made Schroeder or either. I think Michelangelo super prize. Same with. Actually, wait, hold on. They did Colbert as a super prize. They did Ohio as a super prize as well. So probably Aki and Incomparable will come out as like the super prizes, and then they'll have the new ships in like the super secret crates that like how they did with Aki and Incomp. Didn't get Cambridge. Hmm. Yeah, because honestly, I do have the money to get Burrows, but it's like, nah. And not to mention, Christopher's pretty much the same as Burrows, anyways. The only difference is Christopher is not premium, and then you have to level it up. Really, I'm pretty sure they're like nearly identical. Get like what more health with the Burrows. Yeah, you get like 3,000 more health. Uh, slightly better reload, maybe. Actually, no, with the upgraded hull for the Christopher, it'll be the same reload. Probably same range as well. That's a 400, 200, 36 knots, 5-second rudder shift, base, 7.2. Right. Yeah, 11.2 range, 4.5-second rudder shift. The reload time goes down to 6.5 when upgraded. So yeah, Christopher is exactly the same. The only difference is what Burrows actually gets 1 kilometer. Yeah, Burrows gets the 1 kilometer ship detect range on its advanced radar, and it gets like 3,000 more health because the torpedoes are pretty much the same. I think it only goes up by 4 knots, which same with the speed, it only goes up by 1. However, you get a 0.1 higher detectability with Burrows. Yeah, what's its rudder shift again? Yeah, 4.5 when upgraded. So yeah, just exactly like Burrows, but not like a premium or legendary tier. The only thing is the health, slight, slightly less speed. The torpedoes are slightly less than Burrows, and exactly the same fire range and reload time. If I'm not mistaken. Check again. Yeah, 6.5. Oh no, they get the same. Uh, does she only get 1 knot speed more with its torpedoes and less reload time? Oh wait, Christopher will actually have a better rudder shift when it's upgraded. Pretty sure, yeah, same exact AP and whatnot because it's the same caliber guns. So yeah, the only thing that Burroughs has really above Christopher by a margin would be HP. Yeah, no need to get Burroughs. Literally, you get like you get 1 knot extra speed for torpedoes. Probably slightly better AA by like 4. Maneuverability only 1 knot faster. However, you get worse rudder shift. Probably a worse turning circle radius, which I forgot to look at. Your detectability by sea is only 0.1 worse with Burroughs compared to Christopher. Because all you have to do is upgrade Christopher or just use global XP and boom, you have like a Burroughs yourselves. Okay, the main battery range is only 0.2 off from Burroughs to Christopher. But yeah, the main like margin or difference between them would be the HP pool. Because Burroughs gets like another 4,000 hit points compared to Christopher, and that's really about it. They get the same reload and whatnot. I'm probably gonna get Evans up to 16-3. Because that's what I did with the Pan American cruiser commander. I leveled him up to 16-3 and kept him at that. Forgot. What am I looking for? There. Yeah, I just leveled him to 16-3 because he had this unique skill in the other slot, your third row. But I have to see. Ooh. Hmm. I don't know. Would you actually want quick fix over beacon? Because otherwise you won't be able to get the maneuverability still when your engine's knocked. Because it's either you give up quick fix for beacon and then either go unstoppable or just go with final stand. Oh yeah, that's true. Bombs. Why did they include bombs? I don't think the only DD I can think of on PC that has airstrikes is the Trump. It's like a tier 9 Dutch destroyer or something like that. Pan European. Yeah, Dutch. It's like, why would they add that to here? Because, it's not, they can't have anything like a semi-universal commander anymore. It's strictly destroyers, cruisers, battleships. Because honestly, if they made this like semi-universal ship or commander, San Diego would probably benefit from it, especially having the SAP shell damage increase when you're lower than like 50%. It's like I'd probably just go with quick fix, so then like punching up harm's way maybe, so then you can have the better radar duration. It's like 10 plus 15%, which is that's not even that much. What's its radar duration on here? 12. It's probably not even actually going to be that much anyways. Yeah, 13.8. Literally a 1.8 difference with that. I guess the only thing you would actually want that for would be would just be getting the radar passive effect sweep. And also the reload for ships, because the radar duration thing is terrible. Because if it was 25% duration, that's 3 seconds at least, an extra 3 seconds. So your teammates have like at least 10 seconds to shoot at a destroyer rather than 7. ZH1? I have never heard of that ship before. But yeah, the only reason you would just get in harm's way would just get the passive radar sweep and the reload time while being detected. Because the radar duration thing sucks. It only gives you 7 seconds for your teammates to shoot at people. It's like literally quite useless, and not to mention, let's be honest, people won't shoot at the destroyers when they're spotted in that short amount of time anyways. So it's like, you could probably just go with picket station. However, the consumable charge will mess you up because, Christopher has the infinite one. However, having, 4 radars for the tier 7 is pretty nice. So you could probably just go with that. And we don't know how fast the radar passive effect sweep is on them yet. And then this is torpedo speed and damage increase. Eh. There's some burrows in your match. Is that how it works? I think. Let's see here. I compared Burrow's health with the final stand from Ernest D. Evans. And it looks like if a ship has 77,436 health, you'll get that plus 200% increase, or the damage. It's like 20,000 strictly. Actually, 21,600. Then you add the 200%. That's 64,000. So pretty much any ship that has like 64,800 health for the Christopher, you'll be able to get the max amount of damage. Yeah, max HP. So it's not even like current HP, it's max HP. True. Let's see, is there anything else? Not to mention you get like what, 23% increase in AP and HE shell damage if you're fighting like a battleship and whatnot, and you're below 50% health. Guess we could just go with Look at Me Now. Quick fix, Look at Me Now, then like pick a station or the In Harm's Way, Smoke on the Water, then Final Stand. I think that's probably like one of the better things to do with this, with Evans. Unless you really want a torp boat, then. I don't even think that's worth. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is like one of the biggest disappointing 4th of Julys, especially on the 250th as well. You know, just like not enough. We could have made so many like different events that would have been helpful as well, but no. Or have like additional alternative destroyer crates as independent. Could have done that, but I guess it's either you get the 14 crates from the campaign and calendar in total and hope that you get something. Which, already opened one crate, got 17 speed boosts, or battle, whatever things. It's also unfortunate that I didn't get anything from the random bundle for the first purchase. Yeah. Paying for early access on everything, yeah. But at least with the campaign, you get a lot more stuff than what you would probably get out of the random bundles anyways. Because I think it gives you, is it 6, 7? Already open. Yeah, it's 7 in total. So it's actually 13 crates that you'll get. Oh wait, no, 14, because I think the Tracy will give you like an alternative crate when you get the collection thing. Too bad I can't actually see, but long time to wait. Uh, yeah, but I mean, it's like you don't even get the dedicated. You don't even get the dedicated commander until the 3rd week of the update, and not to mention, I've I've been unfortunate enough where I had to do a whole line from scratch because I literally got nothing out of crates. I think especially it was the Pan Asian line. I had to do it from Chun King all the way up to Seoul, and it only got good until when I hit Harbin. Yeah, imagine not giving anything for free in America month. Even bigger disappointment there. The only things you get is these, and these are the collection crates for the Tracy. And then what do you get for getting the 250 years of independence? A flag, and the basic American camouflage camos. I don't know why I had to say camouflage twice in different terms, but you know what I mean. It's like, yep, you get 10 of these, and then you get the flag. Yippee! at least put like the 13 colonies flag or something in the game. Because I don't think we even have that, right? You got Osborne in 2 roles. I gotta fight off my gambler instincts. I can't pull. Just have to wait. Hopefully. Honestly, if I get the tier 5, that's fine. Because I like to complete all the ships entirely of XP, which I still haven't done for one of the Pan American ships, which I should do. Yeah, the tier 3. But yeah, grinded through all of this so far from the tier 4 and up. And I'm already on the tier 7, which I have not played yet. But I'm used to it anyways. Gotta do for the Pan Asians. I think I only got up to Visby for the Pan Europeans until and then I had to grind all the way up to Smallland. I think the only time where I got insanely lucky would have been like the British line where I got like 4 out of 6 or 4 out of 5 of them. Or at least 3 of them. So, but if I can get one to show off and the how the advanced radar works, that'd be nice. Also, I want to like time how fast the radar sweep can go around in a whole circle, just to see how it would compare. Osborne, yeah, Osborne's the tier 7. Tier 20. Yep. Won't be able to get a alternative DD crate until you hit rank 34. The sweep. Yeah, I think that's getting Ernest Evans would probably be the best just to get in harm's way because the radar duration sucks. The reload, having the better reload when you're spotted, I guess, sure, fine. But getting that 2 degrees increase for the radar sweep is probably the best option. Because it's like, there's no way that the sweep is actually that long. I'd say maybe like how long would it actually be in order to actually like affect you when trying to find someone? Let me see. Because didn't they show it off in that one video that they had on advanced radar? Let me check real quick. Is that the actual speed of it? It's actually slower. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. It's going like, I'd say maybe 10 seconds per rotation. 10, 12 at max. Because do you know why? They actually they actually have Ernest D. Evans on those ships in the advanced radar overview because he had an extra radar and whatnot. Actually, what ship was it? Was it Osborne too? It was Osborne. So he has Ernest D. Evans on it already. Oh wait, no. Oh, I'm dumb. I forgot that the picket line consumable and the in harm's way is in different slots. What does he have to increase the consumable charges? So it's not Ernest D. Evans, but I mean, it looks like it's like not that bad, unless it's unless it changes. Or maybe is that at like a 15-second duration? No, probably not 15 seconds. That would be way too long. Actually, mm, maybe it's actually 20-second duration per rotation on the sweep. I think it just might be that, honestly. Yeah, once the CC wakes up. Fortunately, I'm not one of those yet. I have to hit 1,000 subscribers. But usually, I'm the only one that wakes up this early to actually view. But I think, yeah, I think it's actually, you're onto something with how slow it's being. I think it's a 20-second duration per sweep in total. And granted, I don't know how you would count it in degrees necessarily, unless it's just the same. Hmm. It looks like it'll be 40 degrees per second, so maybe it'll double. Maybe it'll be like 10 seconds rather than 20. Because that makes sense, right? Because if it's 20 degrees per second, or it would be 20 seconds in total for the whole sweep, and then you add 2 degrees per second. That should go up to 40 degrees every second. I could be wrong. But it'll probably just be a guaranteed thing is to get art in harm's way. Because you got 2 of the 3 items on it that are actually good. And then the radar duration sucks. Granted, I think the radar duration could be good on black. Let's see here. That'll be, yeah, it'd still be. Let me remind myself what type of radar does black have. Is it 2019? So probably 22 seconds, right? 20, yeah, pretty much 22 seconds. Still, well, at least with the black and whatnot, you'd actually get a use out of it rather than just 1.8 second extra time. You'll get 2.8 with faster reloading guns. So yeah, once again to reiterate, 4th of July stuff, very disappointing, but however, getting the buffs to ships and whatnot, the nerfs to the Dutch cruisers, pretty nice. Of course, they can't nerf Golden Lou. But, and unfortunate that I won't be getting Thunderer because I'm not going to spend money on those fleet crate things. But, yeah, I think that's really about it. And, I shall see all of you guys later, or next month at least, when the anniversary arrives. So, goodbye all.